right, requesting approval to join your party. From this day onwards, my honor and loyalty lie with you. It's time to move on. We shouldn't stay here. I do hope the Knights of Favonius are all working hard. Onwards! We have work to do. The rain won't slow me down. This weather is perfect. We should move out. Huh. Snow. Remember, tend to your boots when we return. Such fine weather. Legend has it, the wind was unusually strong on that day too. A successful day starts from the morning. Let's give it our all today. We've still got work to do. Let's keep going. It seems I'm immune to coffee now. Perhaps I need to ask Lisa for something a little stronger. Training is finished for today. Great work. You've earned a good rest. Today I had no choice but to cut down 5 ruin guards to protect the people of our city. I must continue to work harder. Though hostile, destroying such precious artifacts is still a loss to us all. I must find a less destructive way to bring them down next time. You have my complete and full support. Of course, if your path ever deviates from justice, I will not hesitate to point it out. I swear by this sword, victory shall be yours. Our work will not handle itself, but I suppose the occasional short break is warranted. Let us rest for a couple of minutes. For Mondstadt, as always, is the Gunhildr family motto. Every time I use my vision, I am reminded of my mother and the hopes of the people of Mondstadt. For Mondstadt, for freedom. That is what I fight for. On behalf of the Knights of Favonius, I would like to extend my gratitude to you for all you have done for Mondstadt. Please remember to rest from time to time. Did I miss something? What are you laughing at? Did I say something odd? Dandelion, dandelion, ride the wind to a faraway land. Who knows? The wind might take it all the way to Celestia. Barbara is a hard worker, but I feel she's too hard on herself sometimes. What? You ask me how I know all of this? It's because the Order also manages the church. When Lisa is around, I always have peace of mind. I must say that Amber's development has impressed me recently. I hope that one day, her deeds will become the words of a bard's tale. Is that right? Kaya also gave you some suggestions. He is an excellent knight after all. This is a fact no one can deny. Though it may be said that it is in a child's nature to play, the things Clea plays with are far from toys. I can never take my eye off her. Sometimes I feel that terms like genius were originally created for Albedo. Grand Master Varka is the legend of his generation. On the day of his triumphant return, I shall be sure to personally introduce you to him. I'm sure you too will be in awe of his greatness. Noelle. She puts enormous effort into trying to become a Knight of Favonius. However, I fear she is not quite ready for the dangers that lie beyond Mondstadt's walls. Some may see Sister Rosaria as one who complains about how bothersome her work is, but she does her job well. Last time I saw her, I told her she could come find me should she ever need help, to which she simply replied that doing so would be even more bothersome. I need to work harder to become of more assistance to the people of Mondstadt. Master Diluc has his reasons for being so critical of the Knights of Favonius. I am not proud of the way things went, but I cannot change the past. All I can do is keep working hard, in the hope he may one day see us in a better light. This is my duty. Master Diluc is my senior, and I have the utmost respect for him. Though we have gone separate ways, I can sense we share the same strong commitment to protecting Mondstadt at all costs. Sucrose is also a rare talent in the field of alchemy. Under Albedo's mentorship, she is sure to flourish. I'm sure her future will be bright. The only thing is, I was momentarily lost in thought. It is nothing bad anyway. Eula? Please do not hold her unfortunate background against her. The Knights of Favonius evaluate each person impartially. Eula has a clear sense of right and wrong and is more talented than most. The controversial statements that she makes from time to time are just a product of her personality. For instance, she always mentions wanting to challenge me, but I don't mind. The Grand Master placed Mika on the front line of the expedition team, not simply because he met the requirements of the mission. More importantly, he was impressed by Mika's hardworking and grounded nature. From my own perspective, I feel very honored to work with someone like him. I shoulder the Knight's trust and the people's hope. It is for this reason I must stay vigilant. Vanessa's title, Dandelion Knight, has been passed down from generation to generation. Countless great knights were awarded with this honor, and I will not bring shame to this name. Thus, I must keep going. I must become the sword and aegis of the people. Only glorious victories are recorded in legends and history books. Surely even the great knights of old must have had their struggles. Wind, please show me the path. When I'm wholeheartedly devoted to my work, all of my troubles and even my sense of time seem to just slip away. Grandmaster Varka did say to me, "Jean, there is no better candidate for this task." As I walk with you, the path ahead becomes clearer. It's almost as if I have finally found someone I can trust. I wonder if... No, this must mean that I'm still lacking in strength. I must not give up. I will not. I cannot fail the knights and the people of Mondstadt. Still, thank you. Maybe we can discuss the tales of legendary heroes. Have you heard the story of the heroic king of Kynria? If only there was some kind of mysterious potion that could keep me awake forever. I need to have a talk with Lisa tomorrow. It's been ages since I had pizza at Cat's Tail. If only they delivered. A true knight can't afford to be a picky eater. Not only is the taste magnificent, but you've also made sure it was healthy. You have my gratitude. Yes, I feel a lot more energetic now, thanks to you. All in all, I appreciate the effort. Today is a day worth celebrating. If you must ask why, well, let me remind you that today is when you, the one who is blessed by the wind, came into the world. Since this is your birthday, I'll allow you to take it easy. Happy birthday to you. Please forgive my presumptuousness. I hope this gift is to your liking. Good. On to our next objective. As the wind continues to blow, so too shall I continue to fight.
General Gorou of the Watatsumi Island Resistance ready and waiting. I've long heard of your sterling reputation, and I look forward to fighting our way to victory side by side. So, what do you think? Did that sound inspiring? Keep your weapon at the ready. You never know what's around the corner. The fighting has ceased for now. Commence physical training. A strong body shows strength and instills confidence in others around you. I must always stay at the top of my game. Ah, my tail's getting wet. Let's find a fire and dry off. Stay alert! It's cold. These conditions are unsuitable for outdoor maneuvers. It'd be nice to just lie in the sun. But I must set an example for the others. We can attack downwind and press the advantage, or bolster our courage and fight upwind. The sun is up and it's time to train. Shall we go climb a mountain? Let's have radish and fish stew with plain rice for lunch today. It's been a favorite among the troops lately, so I suggest you try it too. Though the sun is setting, our guard must remain high. We should let our eyes adapt to the dark. Even in the darkness of night, a battle may be looming. If you're feeling fatigued, then best turn in for the night. I'll take watch. Don't worry, you have my word that everything will still be in good order on your return. Huh? Top Dog Gorou? Where did you hear that? Well, to be honest, I've grown quite close with my fellow officers and always share any good news I might have with them. In private, they've all started calling me Top Dog out of respect. But in terms of age, they're all my seniors. The troops seem to picture me as someone of extraordinary abilities. I think it might be because of our streak of victories lately. Now, they always come to me for advice on even the most trivial matters. When I see the expectant look in their eyes, it's impossible for me to turn away. But at the same time, my strategic ability is limited. All I can do is give some general pointers, or failing that, respond based on my gut feeling alone. I just hope I'm not letting them down. If there's anything ever troubling you, don't keep it all muzzled up inside. You can always speak your mind with me. Although I can't guarantee that I'll always have an answer, I'll certainly offer you my best advice. Even when I can't muster much of a response, you can always count on me to be a good listener. Whatever it is, I'm all ears. We train together, eat together, and relax together. There's no better way to strengthen communication and build tacit understanding between everyone on the team. In the heat of battle, just a simple glance can transmit crucial information. And... You don't think it's very appropriate? Huh. Well, I mean, that's how the troops and I have been bonding as a team. My vision amplifies my abilities in battle. It allows me to take greater responsibility on the battlefield and forge a way forward for the troops. But I also understand that one person alone, no matter how strong, is never enough to turn the tide of a battle. The key to victory is everyone's united effort, fighting for a common cause. I don't like to enter battle wearing lots of heavy equipment. I travel light, that's my style. My strength is in moving quickly around the battlefield, seeking out opportunities to take control of the fight. I always target the strongest warriors first to weaken the enemy's morale. The troops have come up with a nickname for me, the ever-victorious pointy-eared general. Now there's even a rumor going around saying that if you want Top Dog Gorou's victorious luck, give his pointy ears a rub. There will be no rubbing of my ears, and that's final. If they think they can smile their way into persuading me otherwise, well, they've got another thing coming. Hey, what are you doing? Not you too. Come on now, I got... I've heard that there's a mountain range in Liyue that reaches all the way up into the clouds. I'd relish a chance to go climbing there. Captain Beidou values camaraderie, and her exceptional abilities command respect. She once said that she prefers to avoid involving her companions in disputes that don't concern them, which I can completely understand. That's why I only request her help when we have no one else to turn to. I've seen all kinds of wandering samurai before, and Kazuha is categorically a different breed from the others. He's like a gust of wind that sweeps through the land. Though he never stays for long, he is always able to contribute something to those who are around him. When I fought alongside him, I learned more about what it means to be truly carefree and without constraints. In any case, I think that Kazuha and I make a great team together. As the leader of Watatsumi Island, Her Excellency is responsible for assessing the scenario and formulating a plan. It is then my duty to put every detail of the plan into action and to keep the situation under control on the front line. We are united with the whole resistance in achieving a single purpose: victory. I have only the utmost respect for Her Excellency. Without her ingenious and insightful strategies, the resistance could never have come as far as it has today. But if you ask me, it seems that deep down, she prefers a much quieter existence. So when there's no pressing military matters, I try not to disturb her too much. The Raiden Shogun. I could never bring myself to accept her past actions, no matter what her reasoning may have been. Though a peace treaty has been signed between Watatsumi Island and the Shogunate, I refuse to let my guard down. If conflict ever breaks out again, I will resume my place back on the front line. I have nothing good to say about the Shogun's army, but Kujo-Sara is perhaps the most honorable officer among their ranks. We've met each other countless times in battle, emerging both victorious and defeated at different times. I know now that it's not realistic to think this way, but I did used to wonder what things would be like if those like her could value the wishes of the people and be free from the grip of the Shogunate. Oh, her. I'd prefer not to talk about her. Can we change the topic? Or if there are any tasks I can take off your hand, I'll gladly oblige. Anything at all. Let's just say it'd be best for my general well-being if we can avoid talking about her. The Yashiro Commission operates as part of the Shogunate, but on many issues, they tend to side with the people of Inazuma. In fact, the Shirasagi Himegimi has managed to establish an excellent reputation for herself, despite facing pressure from both sides. I suppose she must know how to keep her composure at all times and navigate sensitive situations tactfully. There's much I could learn from her. According to our intel, she is a ninja proficient in the art of infiltration, a skill set which could prove very useful in some of Her Excellency's special operations. However, our intel also indicates that she could be difficult to recruit, as she is rather unruly and often disappears without a trace. She's with the Yashiro Commission? Oh well, forget it then. You mean that sneaky detective that never seems to actually be working on a case? Well, no one from the Shogunate can be fully trusted, so I'll be keeping my eyes and ears on him. On a separate note, he does have some talent for investigation. But how can we know that this isn't all part of some nefarious scheme? Only time will tell, I suppose. I'm afraid that most of my days have been spent on the battlefield, so there's not much to tell about me. But if you'd really like to hear my stories, I'm happy to sit down and tell you everything. I may not have superior cunning or intelligence, but what I do have is my own two hands and my life to lay on the line. Countless battles in, I'm still here, so I guess these hands and my will to survive were both strong enough to see me through. Some even say that no matter how dire the battle may be, everyone will emerge unscathed as long as they follow me. And with that, I've somehow gained enough reputation among our forces to become the leader that I am now. At first, our only enemies were roaming bandits, pirates, and monsters. But then everything changed when the Raiden Shogun enacted the Vision Hunt Decree. The Shogun's army marched up, expecting to put us in our place, but we were ready for them, and we hit them hard. I bet they never expected to meet such fierce resistance. Her Excellency once warned me of my fatal flaw. I tend to get too engrossed in battle, fighting deep into enemy lines and forgetting about everything else. She told me that my bravery is commendable, but as a ranking officer, it's not my place to do this. I'm doing my best to improve, but would you also be able to keep an eye on me? We are not fighting against any particular group or faction. No, we fight against a destructive malice. A malice that has trampled the aspirations of the people and destroyed the peaceful lives they once knew. After I rid the land of such evil, I will finally be able to peacefully lay down my weapon. Only then will I trade my uniform for civilian attire and finally stroll the beautiful landscape of Watatsumi Island together with you. I love mountain climbing. The steeper, the better. Climbing trains my body and mind, making me stronger with every grip and every foothold. Better yet is climbing mountains with fellow companions. After hours of dirt and sweat scaling the summit, we can sit down and enjoy the view together. It's one of life's greatest joys. However, I have absolutely no desire to scale the tallest peak in Inazuma. There are times when being lightly armored has its shortcomings. For example, I have to be particularly careful of my tail when the enemy attacks with fire. My favorites are cake and tricolor dango, probably because I seldom get the chance to enjoy the luxury of sweets. The rations we have in the field are intended to be simple, effective, and quick, and are seldom served with any seasonings at all, let alone sugar. It's probably the most precious commodity of all. What can I say? I guess I just have a sweet tooth. I'll pretty much eat anything, but onions are an exception. One time, the logistics division added ground onion to my food, and I, bawled in front of everyone, right there at the mess table. Talk about embarrassing. The soldiers from logistics felt terrible about it, too. I become powerless in the face of sweets. Oh, I feel invigorated. Is there anything I can help you with? It's a little spicier than I expected. I don't think I can keep going. Today's a momentous occasion, your birthday. Allow me to arrange all the celebrations for you. We can make a bonfire on the beach and catch some fresh fish and crabs. Oh, I'll personally prepare a morale-boosting meal that would make even the highest-ranking generals jealous. With this newfound strength, I will defend those who fight alongside me. Protecting my soldiers doesn't just mean having a robust defense in place. Sometimes it means going on the attack.
I don't know this world, but my Aloy here. I don't know this world, but my arrows are sharp and my bow's ready. If your party needs help, I'll do what I can. Come on, enough standing around, let's keep moving. Let's get going. There are people who need our help. Rain. One way to wash off the grime. Sky's running out of rain for now. Time to dry off. The world always seems quieter when it snows. Wind's kicking up again. Feels good to breathe it in. Wind is really whipping now. My face feels raw. Morning. World's starting to stir again. Me too, I guess. Day's half over, but we still have a lot to do. Sunset. We'll be under the stars soon. Night's here. Time to rest, unless we're going on by starlight. I grew up an outcast, and it wasn't much fun. Even though I'm a stranger here, people are friendlier than the tribe that was supposed to raise me. It's nice. Everything I do is in the service of life, not death. That's why I'm here with you. An oath seems like a formality, but if you want mine, you've got it. I'll do whatever it takes to finish this with you. I won't hesitate. I won't falter. If I have to share something, it'll be my bow, in the service of people who need the help. This land has a past full of secrets, just like my world. I'll uncover all of it, if I have enough time. I'm not much for talking about myself. The mission is what's important. I never had parents, but a man named Rost raised me. He was stern, but kind and generous, and he trained me well. I miss him. I spent my whole life looking for my mother and never found her. Not really. But I found ancient messages from the woman I was cloned from. It felt like she knew me, and how to inspire me. When I grew up, I didn't have any friends. Later in my travels, I made some, but I left that world before we could grow close. That's why I'm glad to have spent time with you. Trust doesn't come easy for me, but I know I can trust you. You're a true friend, and I don't say that often. Not sure if I have a hobby, unless you count reading things from the past. So, history, I guess. One world needed saving, now another. There's never time to rest. I'm not picky. Anything's better than traveling on an empty stomach. Had an Oseram stew once that was so thick you could pave a road with it. Ugh. Never put much stock in birthdays. Where I come from, it's a time to celebrate your mother, not yourself. Even so, I wish you a, happy day. All right. Feels like we're making progress, but we can't stop now.
Captain Eula Lawrence, Spindrift Knight, Knights of Favonius Reconnaissance Company. I extend to you my greetings. Huh? What's that? Yes, Lawrence, the evil aristocrats of historical infamy. Oh, we're still very much evil. Just look at me. I'm infiltrating the inner ranks of the Knights of Favonius, all as part of a diabolical plan to exact our revenge and reclaim our former glory. Knights and aristocrats share the same cultural heritage, but the Knights had enough sense to do away with all the superfluous detail. You want to learn some Favonia's blade work? All right then, I'll teach you. Oh yes, I'll teach you all right. Mark my words. Aristocratic etiquette is all just for show. Just smile and nod along. I was forced to learn all of the rules by heart, but even I don't take them that seriously. Quick, under the umbrella, or you'll get soaked. You can't risk catching a cold, because it might turn into something more serious, and if that happens... well, I can't go avenging my clan by picking on the sick now, can I? This weather is a hindrance. The thunder drowns out all other sounds, hampering my perception of the surrounding environment. Visibility is excellent. If we head to higher ground, we can do a full recon of enemy activity in the area. Rise and shine! The 2-hour period before sunrise is the perfect time to strike, because the sentries are getting drowsy towards the end of their long night shift. Go easy on the grains at lunch, and fill up on lean meat instead. If you get drowsy in the afternoon, anyone who's looking for an opportunity to take you down will make their move. May the gentle breeze softly send thee into a sweet sleep. One of a select few aristocratic pleasantries that's actually quite lovely. Would you like to hear a lullaby on the bone whistle? It'll send you into a deep and everlasting sleep. No. When it comes to my revenge, far more imaginative means of retribution are in order. The easiest way to destroy your enemy is to take them down from the inside, right? That's why I joined the Knights of Favonius. Since I'm a genuine Knight of Favonius, I fulfill my duties like any other self-respecting individual would. Look, I may be a descendant of a disgraced ruling elite, but I'm not a total degenerate. The role of a scout is to hunt down enemy troops, or fend off the enemy in side skirmishes away from the main battle. There aren't a whole lot of rules, which suits my style very well indeed. Not all customs of the Lawrence clan are despicable. At least the Dance of Sacrifice is pure and noble. It puts my mind at ease and gives me comfort. It's been years, but it's still dear to me. My body remembers every step that I... Well, anyway, to end this digression, those who wish to master my signature Favonius blade work technique have to pass my dance class first. We're not so different, you and I. We're both outsiders in Mondstadt. Difference is, Mondstadt welcomes you with open arms, but they treat me with hostility and suspicion. Our feud is for the long term, so rather than get payback on a piecemeal basis, I think I'll make things easier for myself and wait for a day when I can settle the score once and for all. It could be in 10 years, could even be 20. But don't worry, I won't forget. In the meantime, I'll need you to take good care of yourself and have a happy, healthy life, okay? Descendant of a depraved dynasty isn't the most flattering reputation to have. The only way I can shake it for good is if I keep avenging my kin in my own way. Those who desire vengeance need power first, so it makes sense that I would get a vision. My bone whistle makes a versatile range of sounds, which comes in handy for confusing the enemy. I often use it to imitate the sound of the sea, which is where I get my title of Spindrift Knight. This despite the fact that the bone whistle is actually a Liyue tradition. But then again, no one seems to look too closely into that kind of thing. I mean, they took me on, and I'm an exile of Mondstadt, trained by an outcast of Liyue. Technically, aged dandelion wine should be poured into a silver goblet and allowed to breathe for 12 minutes. Then you're supposed to add ice cubes, ideally so 60% of the ice is submerged beneath the wine. I refuse to do all that, though. It's not worth the hassle. Why do mist flowers have to be so rare? The powder they produce works wonders for the bone whistle. It gives a crisper, clearer sound. Amber's someone who thinks for herself. On the day I first joined the Knights, she cleaned my dormitory and gave me a tour of the headquarters. And she's helped me with a myriad of other things in the time since. Now, everyone looks at me like the older sibling who needs the younger sibling to do everything for them. For this, she must pay. The acting Grandmaster's family and mine are sworn enemies. But she draws a clear line between professional and personal matters. She saw I was capable, admitted me into the Knights, and gave me lots of opportunities. So, when the time comes for vengeance, I'll afford her a reasonably soft landing. She's so annoying. She must have read thousands of books. Could even be tens of thousands. Meaning, she can effortlessly recall any number of vile tales about the Lawrence clan's corruption off the top of her head. Accurate down to the exact date. Logically speaking, she'd be the perfect person to talk to about someone I'd like to track down, but swallowing my pride would be too great a challenge. Everyone loves her. What's her secret? Maybe I could learn a thing or two from her. Or maybe not. I can't imagine a shining idol would want anything to do with a descendant of a depraved dynasty. The Grandmaster. He doesn't like to beat around the bush and has no care for rumors or trivial matters. A good guy, I guess. I sparred with him once, which ended in a tie, but his relaxed expression and leisurely attitude clearly indicated that he had been holding back the whole time. Such indignity. I will not let it go. I heard that bard sing a few songs about the Lawrence clan. They were light-hearted and funny stories that mocked the clan in a way I've never heard anyone else do. Even I couldn't help but burst out laughing. And for this, he must pay. Free from social mores and other people's opinions, and no family obligations. Must be an easy life. The Alchemist. She once gave me a piece of equipment and told me it would help me infiltrate an Abyss Order camp undetected. In reality, it caused a huge explosion that completely blew my cover, and before I knew it, I was being accosted by 13 Mighty Churls. Afterwards, I marched straight back there, intending to make her pay for what she had done. But when I saw how panicked and sheepish she looked, and watched her post her results on the wall with the word fail, I couldn't bring myself to go through with it. After all, I didn't get hurt, just a little disheveled, and a little humiliated. I don't get along with some of the Knights, and he doesn't think much of them in general, so you'd think that would make us allies. But the way he always acts so aloof. He's even worse than acting Grandmaster Jean. I want nothing to do with him. Diona? She's a miracle worker when it comes to making cocktails. And to my surprise, we get along really well. She infiltrated a tavern with the hopes of tearing down the wine industry, while I infiltrated the Knights to exact my revenge on them. A kindred spirit, it seems. This one's a long story. We ended up saving her life once when we were tracking down a batch of dangerous cargo that belonged to the Abyss Order. The Abyss Order had packed it up like regular cargo and wanted it shipped from Dornman Port to Liyue Harbor. She was acting as a consultant for the merchant vessel, where she discovered something in the cargo, and then began to investigate, putting herself in grave danger. Had we arrived just a few minutes later, it's likely she wouldn't have been so fortunate. We've kept in touch ever since. I like how smart she is. She knows the rules, but she also knows how to be flexible and act according to the situation. A few of the Knights would do well to take a leaf out of her book. Also, with her smarts, maybe she could help me track someone down that I've been looking for. She does owe me a favor from last time, after all. When Mika was assigned to the reconnaissance company, I thought he'd only last a few days, just like the others before him. But he surprised me. He never made a peep, but he completed all of his tasks quite admirably. He even volunteered to run errands for me and assist with communication. I don't know who is going around telling people that I need looking after. Mika's personality hasn't changed one bit since he's been out with the expedition, though his abilities have improved significantly. The Grand Master is clearly making sure nobody neglects their training. Mika's unaware of his own improvement? It must be one of his blind spots. Or perhaps he's just being humble. Either way, things like this don't escape me. I know my team. The life of a Lawrence doesn't include much worth talking about. Basically, whatever you say, whatever you do, people will always despise you and treat you like a potential threat to society. It's nowhere near as bad as it used to be, though. Before I joined the Knights, good grief, I couldn't even buy groceries. Even Good Hunter and Mondstadt General Goods wouldn't take my money. I literally had to go out and hunt my own food and cook it over a campfire if I wanted to eat dinner. People tell me that if I just spoke more softly, or was more polite, or acted more deferentially, others may find it easier to forgive me. But the only reason they think that way is because they've never been branded a pariah before. There is no easy path to redemption when you're a social pariah. I'm more inclined to stop tiptoeing around everyone all the time and just get out there and make them respect me the old-fashioned way. As in, we square off, and if they win, I humbly accept my punishment. But if they lose, they must acquiesce to my demands. Such as... well, I mean, if I want to buy a loaf of bread, take my darn money for crying out loud. The Knights of Favonius are actually fairly reasonable. At the very least, they reward merit and not social status. The reason they invited me to join their ranks is because I'd sparred with some of their crack troops and won through my own sheer skill. Being an insider in the organization will make getting revenge much easier, as it removes many of life's complications, so what's not to love? The name Lawrence only became a social stigma after the clan fell from grace. It was once an honor to be called a Lawrence, but unfortunately, most people have forgotten about that part of history. The Grand Master says that I am performing rather well as a knight, and that if it's not enough to restore the honor of the Lawrence name, it's certainly a strong rebuttal against the one-sided opinions so many people throw around. I'm quite satisfied with that appraisal. If my family members refuse to change their corrupt ways, or worse, continue to cause active harm in Mondstadt, I should be the one to end them, along with the Lawrence name itself. For once, it'd be a family obligation I'd actually enjoy. And once the deed was done, I'd be free to pick any name I wanted. Or even let you pick one for me. I'm into all sorts of cool things. Sipping a nice cold drink, sitting in a canyon feeling the biting wind howl past my face, or diving into the lake at the foot of Dragon's Spine. Waiting for you to stroll by unsuspectingly, so I can sneak up behind you and drag you down into the icy depths. Sometimes, when it's busy in the tavern, they ask me to share a table with other customers. But once they find out that I'm a Lawrence, suddenly everyone gets indignant and provocative, and starts trying to bait me out in some way. I just want to have a drink. Is that too much to ask? I like making my own treats. Not always your typical sweet treats, though. For example, a chilled tomato and aspic jelly egg roll pairs very nicely with an ice-cold glass of berry and mint punch. The most important thing is that they leave the people who like eating them with big smiles on their faces. I can't stand a rich broth. The flavor is too overpowering. It's so filling you can't train or fight afterward. And also, it doesn't really work as field rations. Simply put, broth and I are sworn enemies. Oh, Are you putting me to the test? Challenge accepted. Not that great. How about you try it? Ugh, the nerve on you. Are you exacting revenge? Today is a day worth observing, though you shouldn't mark your development in age alone. Accept my gift of a bone whistle and allow me to teach you its secrets. When your day of reckoning comes, see how long you can fend me off with it. It'll make the whole thing much more exciting. My fighting skills just got a whole lot stronger. But I shouldn't get too conceited just yet. There are some truly formidable knights among our ranks, and I must outperform them immeasurably if I wish to defeat them and avenge my clan.